Rovers, the Bitter Red confirming during the week that the two former players will remain in charge of first-team coaching and management. Well, having overseen matters for the 3 matches since Owen Heary's departure, they were still awaiting their first victory when Longford Town came to the Showgrounds on Saturday.
These are tough days for Sligo Rovers, but 2 goals in 2 minutes would have cheered up the locals, the first coming on 21 minutes, and it was the captain who led by example as David Cawley slid Sligo in front. The second came on 23, and the informed Longford won't be happy that they didn't clear the ball in the first place. And former Bows man Keith Ward made Town pay with the cheekiest of finishes. 2-0 now to Sligo. And that 2 became 3 11 minutes before half-time as a ball from Sander Puri found Gary Armstrong. Armstrong then picked out the run of Dinny Corcoran. 2 touches and the ball was in the back of the net. Corcoran's 8th league goal of the season. Such was Sligo's dominance. It could and perhaps should have been 4-0 before the break. Paul Skinner came an awful long way from his goal. The loose ball was then picked up by Ward. He played in Corcoran, who should really have scored his second goal. 3-0 down, and Longford came out all guns blazing after the break. Sub Dean Kelly had the opportunity to pull one back, only to shoot wide from a tight angle. Quick thinking then by Ward almost put Sligo further ahead as the Dubliner almost caught the Sligo keeper napping, but Skinner got back to clear. Longford then got a lifeline on 52 minutes when they were awarded a penalty. Conor Powell's ball into the area caused panic. Alan Keane initially cleared off the line, but the referee Neil Doyle then pointed to the spot when Mark Salmon was felled in the area. And the Longford captain dusted himself down, picked himself up, and then made it 3-1. On 77 minutes, it was 3-2 as a Longford free kick was flicked on and Kelly headed in from close range. Game on now. And Town went in search of the equaliser. Powell with the deep probing cross to Gary Shaw, who just couldn't get his header past the Sligo keeper Ryan Coulter. And then Town, pushing forward late in the game, were caught out as a long ball over the top picked out Liam Flatley, who should have done so much better. But it mattered not as Sligo ran out 3-2 winners.
For us, not to concede late on was a huge step for us as well, because we've conceded so many late goals, and it was nervy at the end. Young Coulter couldn't save, but for us to get 3 points, that's the most important thing.
We had a right go second half, which we have a great set of players in there that will never give up, but it's just too much of a mountain to climb when you're 3-0 down, and we still had a couple of chances that we could have maybe squeezed the draw out of it.
Well, from a Sligo Rovers point of view, if ever a much-needed win was required, I think that was it, Brian, and a few goals to cheer the fans a bit as well.
Yeah, because goals have been very scarce for them this season. I mean, results have been poor, but, if you're not scoring reasonably regularly, you're not going to win matches. And this will give them all hope, everyone that loves Sligo Rovers, that they can get themselves out of the part of the table they're in at the moment. Is very poor. Brilliant individual goal by Keith Ward. Haven't seen enough of this type of thing this season. And the likes of Puri, Ward and Corcoran, and with the young players they now have in the team, Gary Armstrong, Gary Boylan, they have a lot of potential for goal scoring, but they've got to get consistency in results, and that's what Joe and Gavin Dykes have got to bring to it now.
Yeah, Joseph N'Doh and Gavin Dykes, 2 hugely popular figures around the Showgrounds. Richie, are you surprised though that the club hasn't gone straight away to look for a more experienced manager, or should they stick with the 2 lads?
Well, maybe they have been looking behind the scenes for someone more experienced, but we spoke a moment ago about how the people running Bray are running Bray, and I think you have to have concerns about the direction Sligo going at the moment. The handling of Owen Heary, won't rehash all of that, but it was pretty amateurish stuff. And they've given the job now to someone who isn't qualified to do the job, who's only going to be there for a limited amount of time. So question that decision as well, but they need to sort it out very, very quickly, because we often, when we on this show, we talk about a run of results or performances and it's focused solely on the players, and eventually the manager gets the stake, but people running the club have to take responsibility as well.
Yeah, but briefly, do you think they're going to dig themselves out of trouble from where they are?
I think they need to get a full-time manager in quick.
Okay.